Hi, we are the MISistas.
And I am Megan Munoz.
I am Jessica Scott. And I'm Erica Ramirez.
Today, we will be looking at Lynda Applegate's article, Building Businesses in Turbulent Times. I am Jessica Scott, and I will be taking you through as we further explore answers to the questions she was asked, and then look at the advice she gives to businesses so they can survive now and then thrive in the future. Today, the United States is striving to rebuild after the global financial crisis. This is a fight for survival because there are contracting markets and credit is hard to get. Businesses are trying to restructure in order to survive. Their first steps in this, according to Applegate, are to cut costs and restructure in order to reposition your company and survive through the crisis. How well your company and industry as a whole responds defines how your business will be conducted in the future. The emphasis on this is never let a crisis go to waste. Well, the question for all of you is, why is Lynda Applegate being asked about the global financial crisis and what companies can do to survive through it? Well, she is a professor of business administration at Harvard. Before that, she served at the faculty of the University of Michigan, University of Washington, and University of Arizona. So currently, she is the head of the Entrepreneurial Management Unit at Harvard, as well as the faculty chair of the HBS Business Owner Portfolio of Executive Programs. These programs focus on aligning strategy to sales, families in business, launching new ventures, and private equity and venture capital. So these programs attract over 700 global entrepreneurs and business owners each year. So she is a very busy professor at Harvard, helping businesses around the world. Innovation is something new or different introduced. The global financial crisis resulted because innovation did not drive the economic growth of this country. According to Applegate, over the past decade, money from around the world has been poured into the United States. Yet with all this investment, increased consumer spending, and gross domestic product growth, savings have approached zero. So why is innovation important today? Innovation is needed to get this country out of this cycle. Loans were sold and resold. Spending more money on debt doesn't help the country. Rather, innovation is what creates jobs and creates then even more jobs and drives productive economic growth. If a company is able to innovate now, they will survive and be the industry leaders of tomorrow. In the long term, every sector offers industry an opportunity. In the short term, there's opportunity in the marketplace. Now, the economic crisis was a disruptor of many areas and revealed the areas of pain. To explain this more, there's 4 areas that she highlighted: the financial service industry, healthcare, government funding programs, and energy services. These areas may appear to be in shambles, but they still have opportunities. For example, the financial service industry, there's opportunities for specialists who provide leasing, payment, and foreclosure services. In healthcare, there's nursing services, community social services, mental health services, and home health care services are definitely on the rise. energy service firms are seeing rapid growth as well, especially firms that provide services to traditional and emerging clean technology energy. In the IT industry, there's opportunities arising to replace high-cost data centers and incompatible networks with lower-cost web service platforms. As a result, we've seen renewed interest in cloud computing and unified communications. Recently, Amazon, AT&T, IBM, Microsoft, Cisco, and Google stepped up their efforts to meet these needs, even as they respond revenues declining in the traditional business sectors. So while many of these are short-term opportunities, they can help a business build important foundations for long-term productive economic growth. The next question asked to her was, can shrinking companies position themselves for a better future? She says yes. How is by having the mindset that I'm not just going to survive, I'm going to thrive. Opportunities are at an all-time high. The question is, how will companies decide to pursue those and take advantage of them? You must be realistic about what you're able to do, because you need to survive in the short term. But the trick is to do those things in a way that moves your strategy forward, helping you to put yourself in the right position for the future. Cutting back and hunkering down may get you through the short-term crisis, but it will not position you to be a leader in the future. Remember how we said, never let a crisis go to waste? So we've had this global crisis that has resulted in a recession. So is a recession really the time for a company to make major changes? Well, first off, change is coming anyways. So leaders need to take control. Major dislocations happen in industries around the world. This gives companies a great opportunity to lay the foundation for the future. Because everyone already acknowledges the current crisis we have, they readily accept restructuring and changes that weren't possible without this dramatic change. A key quote is, when approaching change in these turbulent times, don't go searching for a change specialist. Why? It's because what we need are leaders. These leaders that have a strong plan for how the company is going to survive and succeed in the future. So these leaders need to be able to communicate the first steps on the path forward and rally employees, customers, and partners so that all of them work together in making these tough decisions. The success depends on the leaders who are able to stabilize the company, identify and exploit opportunities, find new market niches, create innovative new offerings, restructure, and then reposition the company. We cannot see the future, so we don't know how long the economic problems will last. So it's definitely important to carefully manage risk when pursuing opportunities and staging commitments to reduce the uncertainty and risk. This paves the way for new business growth in the future, and it's critical. Innovation has always been about managing uncertainty and risk together. There is a difference today, though, and that is that uncertainty and risk aren't just tied in with your own business opportunity and your own company. Today, it is all tied in with the global economy. And so you have to identify and manage the risk of the world as well. Some people think about innovation and new ventures just as a side business to running the real business. But the economic downturn shows the need for innovation and brings it to a new level. Business as usual is just not good enough. So companies have to work aggressively to innovate and make changes that are critical to success today and the years to come. As we have discussed so far, cost cutting is one step to the journey of future success. Every business, large or small, needs to think of itself as a new venture right now. This is a time of unprecedented opportunity to rethink offerings, markets, business processes, and organizational structure to improve them in order to achieve growth. Smaller companies are typically more nimble and can make changes quickly, but they're dependent on large firms for sources of revenue, so they are usually the first ones to feel the economic squeeze, which increases their motivation to find new opportunities. According to Applegate, executives that are coming to her program at Harvard appreciate that they are finding good opportunities now for innovation. It's saying that's the most fertile ground ever. So their programs there help jumpstart the search for innovative opportunities to help them cut costs and restructure in a way that better positions them to lead their companies and industries through this crisis. So, the rallying cry for all of this through turbulent times and how businesses can survive is by having the mindset, let's not just survive, let's thrive.